Start recording. And there we go. So
You say that's the spy main.
yeah, well, so this is Swiftwater. I'm just going to cover callouts really fast. This is mention of their that's tunnel up here. Up here is going to be abs. There's not really any more important callouts on first because you don't really hold first.
Yeah.
So to start with defense for first, the way you hold first is you don't. You hold in tunnel. You set up your gun like over here. Right, you're just like here. Your pirates can just kind of chill here, throw flames across, and then you just stack most of your team in tunnel. Your sniper can peek the cart a little bit, and you can maybe at the very start have like your demo a little bit out here, have a soldier on roof. But beyond that, you're not really holding first. And the reason you don't hold first is it's just not a good hold. So like the only place you can even conceivably hold is behind this fence, and you're pinned in by the sniper on that side. You can't really peek out here because of sniper. You can't peek up here because of sniper. And their demo can just parachute above you and land on stickies. If they win this roof, you're just kind of caught and you can't do anything. So it's just not a good hold. And if you try to hold it, you'll get wiped. You'll get wrapped and wiped, and then you're not alive for second. And second is the best hold. So if wiping on first, giving them second for free by wiping is just very bad. So that's why you don't hold first. And you'll see that similarly on a lot of payload maps where second's a good hold, first is terrible, so you don't really hold first. But it's especially true on Swiftwater.
Could I just pop something in here?
Yeah.
I will say, almost every single Swiftwater map, and even the IM team, the spy is always up where I am, where I'm up here.
Yeah.
Almost always, I've seen the spy. So just like keep an eye out. He's usually up here.
So, yeah, spy can chill up there. There's other spy spots here if you give me.
Just saying, that's one of the most popular ones.
Yeah, so there's funnier spy spots too. So you can make this jump as spy. It's going to be really easy to scout, but you can stand up here. Oh, don't fall off. Don't be dumb.
I literally bumped the spy while he was invisible because I was checking up there as spy myself,
Yeah,
and
so you can stand up here as spy.
Funny.
You can get a spy back here as well. The big thing you gotta watch out for with spy is them hiding players in the house. So I was going to talk about this in a second, so I'll just talk about how you actually do this. So so I would get comfortable with just stacking tunnel, get comfortable with not losing all of your players on first. But once you're good with that, you can actually start putting a couple of players in house, those players being scout, heavy, soldier. So what you do is you put those 3 players in house, you have your spy chilling over here now, and you wait for the cart to be on this ramp here, your spy calls it, and then when your spy says, hey, they're on cart, let's go kill them all, you spy decloaks, your players in house come out, and you kill the players on cart to just reset the cart time a little bit, get a bit more cart time, and you're expecting those players to die. So that's something you can do, and the way that setup works is you just have your Putis standing here looking kind of like this. You can have your soldier here as well, watching this angle. You can shoot to the floor, so if they try to come in and check you, you can shoot them. And then your scout stands here like this, so that the spy doesn't stab you. You literally just stand here like this, and then when it's called to go, your soldier can waddle out up here, jump the cart, whatever. Your Putis can maybe come up here, drop on cart as well, whatever. And then your spy goes for the stab. You kill players on cart, and then you either die or reset into house. So that's one thing you can do to get a little bit more time. It's not super important that you do it, but you can do it. And then conversely, on offense, you need to be watching for that happening.
Pretty much though, only when you're in control of the situation.
Well, you set that up during setup.
Okay, gotcha.
So like they're stuck in spawn, they're not going to be able to stop you from doing that. So then the other thing that's important for first is knowing when to leave. So like I said, you don't want to all die on first. So you want to be leaving and making sure you don't die. And so the things you want to look for, this is true of every point on every payload. Just the degree to which you'll care about them might change a little bit. But there's 3 things to look at, and that is space, picks, and cart time, right? So cart time is the most obvious. If cart is like right here, that's a signal you might want to leave. Space is also fairly obvious, right? If their demo is, sorry, not, if their entire team is standing right here shooting you in tunnel, that's a sign you might want to leave. And then picks, if you have classes that are dead, right? So if your demo is dead, your sniper is dead, your medic is dead. If some of those classes are dead, you may want to consider leaving. So on payload first, usually if any one of those is true, you will leave. So if the cart is close, you will leave. Or if they have a ton of space, you will leave. Or if you're down like 2 classes, you'll leave. On later points, you're looking for more like 2 of those to be true. So like cart is close and you're down a couple of players. Does that sound good? Make sense?
Could I ask a situation?
Yeah.
Even if the cart was close and say half of them are dead and they're not aggressive on us, You'd still say we back up
On
and let them
first?
have it?
Yeah, on first.
Yeah,
Uh,
understandable.
so there's so the reason I say it so definitively for now is you need to practice knowing when to leave, and it's
Gotcha.
on a first point. It is always better to leave early than to stay a little bit, because if you leave early, you lose 10 seconds. If you stay too long and get wiped, you lose the map. As you get more comfortable with it, as you start to understand it a little bit better, if half of them are dead and they're not aggressive, you could potentially stay. You just have to be very careful about not overcommitting. You would kill the stragglers if they try to push cart, but then once they all spawn, then you would leave. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
But
Understanding your
for
priorities.
now, just go with leaving so that you don't get caught out.
Okay. Thank you.
But anything else about that? That all makes sense? Sound good? Cool. So that's first defense is pretty straightforward. First offense will also be pretty straightforward, right? So what you do at the start, it sounds stupid, but it's very important. You stand up against this window and you look at what they're doing. Again, it sounds really stupid, but make sure you do it. Right? Look at where they place their... Oh, I forgot to cover stickies. I'll talk about stickies in a second. Look at where they place the stickies. Look if they're putting players in house. See where their sniper might be. Is there sniper by apps? Is there sniper in mansion? Do you not see their sniper, which means they're probably in tunnel? Do they have a gun somewhere stupid? Etc, etc. So make sure you look. That's bannable. Don't do that. Exploits like that are bad. Don't do that. You can also shoot through the window too as sniper, but again, that's bad. Don't do that.
Really? You can do that?
Yeah, there's a pixel gap on the right-hand side. So if you
Bullshit!
if you
I
as
want you to
snipers-
show me.
Yeah. Okay.
Bullshit! I want to see it. I want to see it right
Okay.
fucking now.
Yeah,
Bullshit!
got you.
I need to witness this firsthand.
So I'll come over.
Bullshit! We need
Sick
to
as
know.
hell.
So I'm gonna open the window. Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that was actually.
Again, that's bannable. Don't do that.
I understand.
Alright,
I
abuse at every
understand.
scrim is what he said?
Well, so during scrims, you won't get banned. You'll just make the other team angry and maybe get a warning or something. If you do it in a match, the match can be overturned and you'll get. It won't be a ban necessarily, but you'll get like a penalty, which is bad. It's like major penalty. I think is 3
I
points.
understand.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make.
Yeah,
just wanted to see
for
it for
sure.
my own eyes.
For
That
sure.
was funny. That's funny. All right. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so again, look through the window, it's super important. Then what you do when you come out, so you're going to put a bunch of players on cart, right, like Scout, Engineer, those are going to be 2 primary cart pushers on all of payload all of the time. So Scout, Engineer, you don't get to have fun, you get to push the cart. That's the way it is.
Engineer bitch.
Well, no, Scout's the bitch. Engineer can, like, place a mini and be kind of useful. Scout's the bitch.
Gotcha.
Now, I guess teleporters are more useful than minis, but yeah. Anyway, so you do that. You can also maybe put your heavy on cart, Fist of Steel, so you don't get sniped, whatever. As Spy, what you want to do is you want to run over to house, mansion, and make sure there's no fools hiding in here. So you walk in cloaked, and you look up and make sure there's no one there. And if there is someone there, you say, "Hey team, there's people in house," and then your team doesn't die to them, hopefully. And you know you can coordinate stabbing them when they try to come out, etc. Other than that, your heavy can head glitch on this window a little bit. If you put a telly here, sniper can look through it too. They wrote with telly, sniper's taller than scout. Heavy is just taller than scout, so you can see through the window a little better. To put a little bit of pressure on them. But the big thing is your soldier and your demo want to bomb over this roof and try to kill people in this space. If there's no one here, then they can kind of play over here for spam, or your demo can walk all the way up the trench. Walk all the way up the trench and just like abuse the arc of pipes and stickies to spam out the mouth of the tunnel. But basically, you're just kind of fighting for this little bit of space on grass, and then putting a bit of pressure on them in tunnel and just pushing the cart. That all sound good for standard first push?
Meep.
Right, so I will very briefly cover what to do if they're dumb and hold first. Or sometimes you do need to hold first, so what'll happen is you don't cap second, or they didn't cap second, so they'll need to hold first. So sometimes it will happen. It's holding first is bad, and it doesn't work very well, but sometimes you gotta do it. So if you do have to hold first, you basically play it like it's a pub and you just play around here. And then as soon as you have enough time on the stopwatch that you can afford to leave. So, does everybody know how stopwatch works for payload?
Yes.
Right, so yeah, as soon as you have enough time, So how stopwatch works is there's a time. So in casual, it's just kind of whatever you kind of push the cart. There's a map timer, and if you lose to the map timer before you cap last, then you lose. In competitive, there needs to be a way to determine who won payload, so there's stopwatch. So there's an additional timer in addition to map time for the second team to push. So the first team, it's just normal, but then the second team has this stopwatch timer. And the stopwatch timer has the time that it took the other team to cap, but it records every point. So you have to, yeah, so you have to either cap more points or cap the same number of points faster. So what'll happen if you don't cap second is that they'll have capped first in like 30 seconds or something. That's the usual time. And so if they... You would have capped first in like 30 seconds. So when they go to push, if they cap it in 29 seconds, you lose. So you have to hold first to make them take 31 seconds to cap it, so that you can go hold second. So you just have to chill here for those 30 seconds, make sure they don't cap. And if they're holding first because of that, or because they're dumb, what you do, the most important thing is win this roof. Get your soldier on this roof, get their soldier off of this roof, and then your soldier just literally sits here and just spams, like with rockets all day long. Don't let them sit there, just get rid of them. You can also do things like, you can bomb over here, bomb around up on these roofs, and then, oop, don't go through the wall. And then just kind of, bounce around up here, abuse height, whatever. But the most important thing is just this stand angle. And then your demo runs parachute, like the base jumper, and you just 2-sticky jump in the air, and then you just range stickies down on them. And again, don't let them sit here. And your sniper comes out and does sniper thing, and then sound good for first?
Classic demo move.
Yes. Okay, sounds good. So again, first is pretty straightforward. Basically, push cart and hold in tunnel. Oh, stickies! I promised I'd cover stickies. Stickies. So your med comes up on crits on so you have that minute of setup. So your medic comes up on crits. Your demo and your medic run forward, and you can place crit stickies. Your medic then runs back with your scout, switches to stock, and then you got free crit stickies. So good spots are you can put them like here, and you'll det and kill cart pushers. You can same thing over here on the log. You can put them on the roof up here as well to kill people who might land on them after jumping. And then these aren't crit stickies, these are normal stickies, but you can put stickies on the back of these posts. You can put stickies in this little pit, and they'll be hidden when the sign comes up, and you can put stickies on the back of here. So these it'll make sense. Yeah?
Where's the post?
Oh, this post right here.
Oh. Oh.
So it'll make sense why that matters. And so the one up top there, you'd want to make sure it gets in cut, yeah, like that. So the medic will walk through here, assuming they're intelligent, eventually, so that's what this is for. And your spy would just be chilling like over there and say, hey, det, and then you'll kill the med. Same thing over here, you can put them in this pit down here. And then when the sign comes, it's a harder thing to do, but you can get in there. Then the sign comes up and it hides them. And so you can get the med with those. Yes, so second defense. So that's what you do. You leave first early, hopefully don't lose all their players, and then second defense. So the thing that might be a bit unintuitive for people who are used to just playing Swiftwater and casual is you actually hold in apartments. So this is apartments up here. You want to put your combo in apartments. And I should cover callouts. That's mansion over there. This is side tunnel, main tunnel, and like I said, apps. And then this is like catwalk. So the reason you put players in apartments is if you don't, this door is like completely free, and then their combo comes up here, and then you're holding a tunnel, and all of a sudden their combo is both behind you and has high ground on you, and it's just bad. So that's kind of why you hold up here to keep this. And conversely, if they're trying to push through main tunnel, you have this beautiful height on them, and can just kind of obliterate them. So the way this hold works is nobody on Dread should be in here unless you're Ubered. If you're standing here as Red and you're not Ubered, you're doing it wrong most of the time. You're generally all playing back here. So there's two ways that you can play this. You can put your med up top, or you can put your med down below. I'm going to just cover med up top first. So your med just kind of chills in here in the dispenser. Be careful not to stand too close to this doorway, because stickies can kill you. You want to be a ways back. So med, you can chill over here in dispenser. Demo plays like back here. No, demo, you don't want to be up here because it just makes it really easy for you to eat spam. You play like behind this little triangle, you play back here, and you just kind of watch your traps on the door. Those traps up there, perfect. You can also put them on the ground if you're lazy, but put them up there as well, for in case people get through. And you're just kind of chilling back here, spamming the door. Your sniper can be playing in this sight line, your sniper can play on the stairs. If you play on the stairs, be aware you're just going to eat a ton of spam, but it can be a nice angle. And then your pyro Your sniper can also rotate down here, take this angle right on these stairs to watch main tunnel. Sniper can, rotate out up here. It's also good. Right. So engineer, you can put the gun here or here. This is where you put the gun if you just need to get it up really fast. This is where you put the gun if you just want it. This is like the default spot. And then if you're having problems getting spammed from side tunnel, you can also try putting the gun over here. You are more isolated from your combo, but you'll be playing with your flank. I'll talk about flank in a minute. And then Pyro is kind of playing like this doorway. You play the left side of the doorway as Pyro. Do not play the right side of the doorway. Play the left side. The reason being is this is just a corner, and you get caught in the corner, and then you die, and it's bad. Whereas over here, you can like walk away and not die. Pudis. So Pudis can stand here to shoot the choke. You can look down, kill spy, whatever, and then you can also hop out here and hide out here. And then as Teleporter can go down here, or Teleporter can go down here. Sound good so far? Right, so then the other way you can play this is you put your med down here. Your med is a lot safer down here, but if they use into you, it's a lot harder to use on your Pyro. So that's something to keep in mind, because your Pyro is going to be like right there, so you have to like walk out, click on the Pyro. Your Pyro can sometimes get dropped. And then your demo would play back here. Don't try to play on the stairs as demo. You just eat spam on the stairs. You just kind of play to the left and arc stickies, arc pipes into the choke, and you can kind of jump to see the door. Right, so that's positioning. So in terms of how this plays out, if they use into you, you right-click on your Pyro, and then your Pyro right-clicks, and they can't play the game. If they try to dry fight it, your demo just spams stickies and gets 9 million DPM, and they can't push. In order for them to push it, you have to make some kind of mistake. Or they have to get some kind of pick on you, which again would come from some kind of mistake usually. So the big thing is don't get super aggressive on this choke and die. Don't like hard peek the sniper, stuff like that. And the other thing with Uber to keep in mind is if they do use through, you have to use on your Pyro pretty early to make sure they don't get through this door. If they get past this door, it's bad because then they're just like in your combo killing everybody. So you want to make sure your Pyro you're using on your Pyro pretty early and you're stuffing them back in this corner. Right, don't let them through the door. And then in the post, again, your demo just kind of shoots stickies into the choke. Your heavy can kind of like stand over here, right, peek the choke from here, or your heavy can, come out here and shoot it from this angle, whatever. And you're just kind of looking to kill anyone who's still caught in. Sound good for apps so far? Cool. And then so for flank, this is going to be your soldier, your spy, and your scout. So the way this is going to work is basically you're playing to deny their soldier and scout from coming through main tunnel or side tunnel, especially side tunnel. So if they get like a sniper over here, it can be kind of a problem, or their soldier and scout over here can spam your engineer's gun. So your job is to stop that from happening. So you don't have to play in tunnels, because if you play in tunnels, it can be pretty easy for you to get caught out and killed. You can play like even up here if you have the space, kind of stand this out, make it really hard for their flank to get in. But if you're not able to do that, that's fine. Just play like out here and shoot the opening, right? So soldier plays up here, plays this spam, maybe drops down, shoots people, your scout runs around, cleans up damage, etc. Your flank, especially your scout, is also responsible for killing the spy if the spy is in mansion harassing your engineer. And I'll talk more about how spy does that on offense, but if spy's over here, your scout comes kills him. The big thing for flank that you'll often see not happening is your soldier and your scout need to talk to each other. You need to play together, because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to constantly be taking 1v2s, and you're constantly going to be dying, and then you won't be together because you're constantly both dead. And then you just lose flank. So you need to talk to each other, you need to say, hey scout, where are you? Hey soldier, where are you? Hey, let's get together so that we're taking 2v2s instead of, 1v2s. So that's the big thing there. So spy, you help out your flank a lot, like you can pistol people on the flank, stab people on the flank, whatever. But the other thing you're doing is, you're hiding there, over there, whatever, and you're calling where their combo's going. So it's important for the defense to know if combo's in apps or if combo's in tunnel. So usually their combo will be apps, especially in lower div. Well, so there's like a skill curve here, right? Teams that have literally no idea what they're doing will perpetually go tunnel because they're just like, I don't know, that's what I do in casual, and they'll perpetually go tunnel. Teams that have had a map review but still don't really know what they're doing will be perpetually apps, and they'll just kind of sit here in apps, not understanding how to get through a choke watched by 7 people, and then they'll just AFK there. what you actually need to do to push this is you need to move between the two. And again, I'll cover that more on offense, but that's why it's important for Spy to call where they're going so that defense can react to it. Sound good so far for flank and combo just chilling in apps? Yes, okay, very good. So the important thing here is if their combo comes tunnel, you need to meet them. So if you get a call from a Spy that their entire combo is tunnel, you leave your heavy up here, you leave your engineer up here, and your heavy can watch the choke like this and just kind of chill. And then your demo, your medic, your pyro, you drop to meet them in main tunnel. So your medic just kind of chills over here, your pyro's kind of watching the tunnel, and your demo is just playing spam. And your flank can be a little bit aggressive helping you. Your flank might even have space to be like over here helping you, whatever, right? And then if your flank gets low, they can just back up over here and get arrows. I forgot to mention, when your team's holding an apps as flank, you can get arrowed like over here. Your medic can see you, so let me just show you what medic would see. So if medic's up top, at least. So medic up here, notice how you can kind of see people hiding over there. So anyways, you drop to meet them, right? You get rid of them, you force them out of tunnel. Well, you stop them from getting through for free. You do not walk into them. You just kind of chill out here, just kind of watch the choke, stop them from getting through. And if they leave tunnel, the moment they stop being in tunnel, you should stop being here, and you should rotate back up so they don't murder your heavy. And then you reset maps. Sound good? Cool, so that's second. Defense, at least. That's second defense. So the same thing as with all of your payload maps, right? You need to know when to leave. So if you lose apartments, right, they have a ton of space in apartments, and the cart's kind of, like getting closer, you may want to consider leaving. Well, usually if they take apps, you'll be down players too, right? So if they take apps, you're down players, you might want to consider leaving. And in fact, probably should leave. If you lose a couple of players, like if your demo's dead, your pyro's dead, then they're just going to walk through apps for free, so you might want to consider leaving, depending on where the cart is and whether or not they have Uber, right? Or if the cart's like right here, again, you might want to consider leaving. It's not that you're a cycling position, it's that you're rotating to meet them. You should only rotate if they rotate. If they're just going to AFK in apps, you AFK in apps. Yes. Okay, so I'm being told that our advanced demo is not restricted in IM. This is beautiful. It's a great decision by the admins, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, if advanced is 2 divisions above IM, so he definitely should be restricted, but apparently he's not. So okay.
It's fine.
Thanks, admins. Yes. So second, offense. Yeah. Well, it's not hacks. I guess it's bribery in this case. Except we haven't bribed them. They're just dumb. Yeah. So pushing second. So the first thing you want to do after you cap first is you want to go help your flank out. So your combo, you just capped first. You're kind of all grouped up here. You buff up your flank. You buff up your combo, and then you all walk tunnel. Make sure there's no trap like hiding up here. And then you just fully out their flank. Don't let their flank like stand here and kill your poor scout on the cart. Like actually come clear this, get rid of them, help your cart get to around here, and then your combo leaves and goes apps while your flank stays in tunnel. And your flank at this point is engineer, scout, soldier, spy. And then your combo would be, demo, med, pyro, heavy. You all come up to apps, make sure somebody checks for traps here. Right, make sure probably your pyro would be checking for traps here. Right, don't let your medic die, there's too many traps in these places. And now you are in apps. So there's a couple of ways to approach this. So I'm just going to cover like generally how you approach it, and then I'll cover some gimmicks afterwards. So I'll start off by saying second is generally the hardest point on this map to push. So if you get stuck on second, it's fine, it happens. Just the 2 big things to keep in mind are don't get super frustrated and don't keep doing the exact same thing. Try to mix it up at least a little bit. So the basic way you want to approach this is just exchange Ubers immediately. And so I usually just like to solo my pyro, because if you try to bring 2 people through, it's really easy to drop people, so I just use on my pyro, we walk through, my pyro shoots them, and they use, and then we leave. So the very, very, very important thing to keep in mind is this shutter, it's open right now because it's pre-game, this shutter is one way. That means on this side it opens, on this side it does not. So you need somebody to open the door for you. Remember that. So there's a couple of ways to go about this. The general way you see is heavy holds the door. So, you know, your heavy's kind of chilling here. Do not get stabbed as heavy. Very important. During this Uber, don't just kind of like, "Meh, meh, meh, I'm staring at the ceiling." Make sure you're checking for spy, because if you get stabbed as spy and there's no one to open the door, then your combo stands here staring at the door as they die. It's very sad. Don't let that happen. Check for spy. Don't get stabbed. And then when your combo says,
Coach?
hey, open door. Yeah.
Just letting you know, I'm actually gonna pop out right now. I'm gonna talk to my mentor, and we're gonna go over some spy stuff. So I'll see you later.
Don't get stabbed. Make sure you open the store for your team, right? Demo, if it's safe, you can maybe go for a little bit of spam, but I would recommend just usually not, because you're not going to get very much. The other thing you can do is this Uber shouldn't be going super deep anyway, so your medic can just like stand in the door the entire time. The beam is long enough you can reach your pyro, even if your pyro is like over here. As long as you were connected initially, the beam will reach. So you just kind of stand here, and then the moment they use, your pyro should be leaving anyway. And then you just kind of leave. And then nobody who's not Ubered has to open the door. That's what I prefer to do, but... Anyways, so that works. They use, hopefully, and then you all leave. And now you're all standing here. And so you have now done what you wanted to do. They no longer have Uber. And now you no longer want to be here. Because if you think about it, this is a really great way to exchange Ubers, because you just kind of walk in, and you're in. This is a terrible, terrible choke to try to dry fight. Like, look at this. Their demo just goes M1, M2, and you die. So the only reason you would ever dry fight this in the post is if their demo died. Well, I don't know, like 5 of them died, other than the demo. So either demo's dead or like they're all dead. Because like just a demo you can bully out, but if they're only if their demo is dead, you can also bully it out because there's no spam. So you just kind of send like a demo heavy through, and your medic kind of holds the door for you to see if it's working and doesn't. That way, your medic doesn't get caught and die. But generally, you're not going to do that. You're just going to leave. Right, so the way you do that is you can leave your heavy up here, or you can leave your pyro up here. It's kind of team dependent who you like to leave, but you can mix it up, see what works for you. But leave somebody up here, either heavy or pyro. And then the rest of your combo comes down here, and then you are in tunnel. So the important thing to keep in mind while this exchange is happening is your flank should be trying not to die. So your flank doesn't need to be doing too much aggressive stuff. Your sniper doesn't need to be doing too much right now. You're not going to be able to get much during this downtime. The only thing you might be able to do as flank is if their flank gets too aggressive and you manage to kill them, you might be able to get into side tunnel, and from side tunnel you might be able to spam the gun. But don't try to force yourself into side tunnel, only go side tunnel if their flank dies. Otherwise you're just kind of chilling, you're just kind of living, maybe getting a little bit of card time going, right? Once the exchange has happened, your combo should be coming to meet you. Now everybody's down here. You all get buffs out, right? You all get nice and healthy, and then you're going to try to dry fight the gun. Take a dry fight through main tunnel. So the way this works is it's really helpful if your flank can be inside tunnel for this. So, you know, with buffs and with your combo support, maybe your flank can get inside tunnel. Maybe they can't. If they can't, that's fine. You're just going to have more people coming through main. So the first thing the couple of big things are you need your sniper with you to be peeking this to counter their sniper. If your sniper dies before the push, it's really bad because their sniper just has free reign to murder all of you. So make sure your sniper's living, make sure you give your sniper a buff, and make sure they're peeking with you. The next most important thing is the gun. So the gun's going to be like there or there. That gun needs to die. So your spy is hopefully going to be behind. And it's really on your spy to help with this gun a lot, because it's a really bad angle for everybody else, except maybe your flank, who may or may not have gotten the side tunnel. So your spy is going to be doing 2 things. First of all, call where their sniper is to make it easier for your sniper to win the SPS. But then spies, you can just kind of use the enforcer to pistol the gun. So if you didn't know, the enforcer goes through the Wrangler's shield, right? So it's really good against wrangled guns. You can just jump into this window right here and just enforcer the gun as your team pushes. So you want to do this as your team pushes, right? So your team say, hey, we're pushing. Spy says, okay, I'm on gun, let's go. And you just enforcer the gun down. And the enforcer will do a very good job of doing a lot of damage on the gun, and then either you'll kill it yourself or your team will chip damage and kill it. The moment the gun dies, your entire team commits. So if your flank's inside tunnel, they come out, your scout runs over to the cart, your soldier can jump up, or they come through main tunnel if they're with you, soldier jumps up. Your heavy kind of wants to hug this left wall, get into this position to kill anyone who drops down. Your demo is looking to immediately walk through and just start spamming this angle. So let me go demo so I can show you. Oop, there's a wall there. So you just kind of immediately start spamming this angle, right? And as you're walking up, you know, you can be throwing pipes into it, and then you just kind of keep doing this, right? Yeah. And as your demo starts doing this, this would be the time for your app players to come through. So your soldier, sorry, your heavy, your pyro, whoever you left there, and a soldier can sometimes go up there as well if they want to. That's the time for those players to come through. And then, you know, if they don't come out early enough, they kind of just get nuked here, and then you just kind of push the cart in. Sound good with this? So the things to keep in mind here is your medic shouldn't commit too hard until the gun dies. So until the gun dies, your medic's just kind of playing this corner, not getting stabbed. That's very important. But once the gun dies, your medic does just kind of commit to it with all the other players, putting beam on demo, whatever, as your demo spams out. The other thing to keep in mind is if they drop to meet you, so in lower divs, they probably won't, but if they do, because they should, if they drop to meet you, there's a couple of things that become important to deal with it. This is where side tunnel becomes really, really important. Getting your flank, like soldier scout, into side tunnel is really, really helpful here. Especially sniper, just like completely shuts them off from doing that. So that's one thing you can do to try to stop it. The other thing you can do is you send players apps. So if they drop to meet you in tunnel, they are no longer apps. And so this is a great time for your heavy, your pyro, your soldier, whoever you have up here, to just run straight through here, kill the heavy they presumably left up here, assuming they're playing the game. And if you manage to get rid of them, you now have all this height, you can bully the engineer, and then you have height on them to pressure their counter movement. Sound good for a second, in terms of like standard stuff? Cool, so I'm going to cover some gimmicks next. And I know we're running short on time, that's fine. I intend to spend most of my time talking about second. Okay, that's fine, it'll be recorded for you. So in terms of gimmicks, there's a couple of things you can do. The most common gimmick, and I don't even know if I would call it a gimmick because it's so common and relatively effective, is your pyro runs flog. So the way that works is on first, you just on flog on first offense. And so you're running like detonator, or presumably detonator, to just spam them a little bit in tunnel, maybe kill players in house if they're there, to build up your oomph so you have flog. You can also maybe chip shot by peeking the shutter, but that's kind of sketchy up here, so it's best if you get it on first. Once you have flog, you just pop flog. Also, so a helpful tip is you can cancel the like shouting voice line you do as you pop flog. Let me actually. Does the stream have audio? I don't actually know.
Yeah.
It does? Okay. So normally if you just do a flog taunt, you know, you do that, right? But if you do a voice line as you do it, you can just completely override it. And if you have a bind for it, you can just do this, and there's no noise. So that's something to keep in mind as a pyro, just make it a little bit harder for them to notice. The other thing you can do is do not pop it right here. So if you pop it right here, there's the little glow, the little circle around you, and anybody who's watching will see it around the wall. So stand away from the wall like over here and do it. And then you get, there's two ways you can do it. You can either Uber the Flog Pyro, or you can not Uber the Flog Pyro. I know that sounds insanely obvious, but those are your two choices. So if you're Ubering the Flog Pyro, your goal is to kill players before they have the chance to use. The goal is to catch them off guard and just murder them. And then if they use after they drop players, it's too late. You can refight on the post, especially if the demo dies. The other way you can go about this is you can try to make them use by just sacking the Flog Pyro in. So you do that, you'd have like heavy clear stickies. Pyro can clear stickies with detonator too. Heavy opens door, pyro shoots detonator, clear stickies. You pop flog, you walk through, try to make them use to avoid dropping players, and then they used, you didn't, you now have full ad, and you can use that through. And if you are planning on scaring them into using Uber, forcing them, maybe you might mind game them by going on the wall, but you also run the risk of their demo just right-clicking the moment you walk through with traps above you and murdering you. So, you know. Yeah, so that's flog. Sound good for flog so far?
A question actually.
Yes.
If you don't have flog built up by the time you get up there, should he try to build it up or should he just go in?
Yes, that is a great question. So it depends on a couple of things. So if you're like 90% of the way there, yes, absolutely, just go for the detonator shot. If you're 0% of the way there, no, I wouldn't. Just do it like it's a normal exchange, right? Just use on your pyro WM1s without the crits. They use, you leave. Pretty standard.
Okay.
If you're like halfway there, it's kind of situational on how well you think you can build on them with the detonator. And you can go for it a little bit, like chip shot them, see if you're getting stuff. And if you're not, then maybe exchange. If you die, then maybe exchange on your demo, whatever. That make sense?
Yeah, alright. Thanks.
Okay, next gimmick. So there's a couple of ways this one works, but basically, that is not Buddhist. Right, so basically the gimmick is you try to outbuild them. So what, like outbuild Uber. So you exchange in on Pyro, they use, you back up, and then you just kind of sit here and you build Uber. So two ways to do it. You can build with Fist of Steel. So if the medic puts the beam on a heavy while they Fist of Steel out, they only go up to 390. They're under the health they need to be so that you build at max rate, and you just kind of chill here, you build Uber on your heavy. They weren't doing that, they were healing buffed players most of the time, so they'll take like, I think it's 80 seconds, you'll take 40 seconds, and then you have Uber, you use back in, and realistically it'll be more like 60 seconds for them, but you just use straight back in, and you have presumably have ad. The problem with this is it's countered by the other team going, hey, they're hard building, we should hard build too, and then you wasted 40 seconds to just do another exchange. So that's the problem with that, is that can happen. The other way you can do this is your demo runs Katana. Sorry, I didn't mean to. You run Katana. There's Katana. I have one. There it is. You run the Katana, and then you just repeatedly swap on and off the Katana to damage yourself. That works too. But yeah, so that's building Uber. Another gimmick you can do is you can have your soldier run man treads and beggars. So it sounds extremely dumb, but think about it. The big thing I said is you need to not let people get through this door, and the way you do that is you air blast them. You can't air blast the man treads, so you run the man treads, you load up the beggars. They can't air blast you, and then you just nuke the corner. So this can be either a sack or you can Uber the soldier. It's same kind of thing as the pyro. So if it's a sack, you send your soldier and your heavy through. With the goal of just, your demo spams to support them, and then just kind of try to run through, make space. Your soldier tries to turn the corner and unload into the med. If you're Ubering the soldier, the goal is just, you kind of just walk through, see if you can get through the door and spam things with the beggars. So those are, everything except the flog is what I would call a gimmick. It might work, it might not. If you're stuck, you can try it. If you end up liking it, you can default to that gimmick. But I would advise not relying too heavily on it, because the moment the other team counters your gimmick, you're screwed if you rely on it. Does it make sense? Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to speed run the rest of this. I spent most of my time on second, which is fine. It's the hardest point to push, so it's good that I spent a lot of time on it. Are you talking about this window? I do not know if that one is bannable or not. Might be. I would assume it's considered a map exploit. Is my assumption. I would ask an admin to be sure, but I assume it is. And let me get rid of these doors. Right. So third. So there's two ways you can hold third. There is one way you should not hold third. Yeah, I know. Well, there's a hole in spawn too. It doesn't mean you should use it. So you can either hold in bunker. Oh, callouts. So this is bunker down here. This is red room with tiles. This is boiler over here, and then I call this area playground. Now let me get rid of that door too, because that'll be open. And I guess technically that door too. Right. So you can hold in bunker or you can hold in red room. You should not hold on platform. It can sometimes work, but your medic is like stuck right here, and it's really easy to just drop your med. You either hold in red room or you hold in bunker. So to hold bunker, you put the dispenser there, you put the gun in the back corner. You want the gun pretty deep so they can't spam it from playground. So the reason you hold bunker is it's just really safe, really chill. It's really easy to leave. So it's a very solid hold. You can get a decent amount of time off of it. Basically, your heavy's playing over here, your demo's kind of playing around your med over here. Your soldier, your scout are playing for boiler, so you can be like playing on these roofs up here, kind of hopping around up here. As soldier, you can do this, right? You just rocket them up here, don't hit your head and fall like a dumbass. You hop around these roofs, or you can actually get in boiler if you have the space. Play around in here. Stop their sniper from being here is the big thing, and yeah. You can also if you have a winger or your soldier, you can jump up here and you can flank. This door should be gone too. And you know you can kind of wrap their combo if they go tiles as well. Your sniper's kind of playing down here, right? Can be all around up here, countering their sniper. That door should be gone too. The big thing to keep in mind here is med is this is a sight line, so be careful of that. You want to kind of avoid it as much as possible. So if they go red room, your demo can come out here and spam them through this angle a little bit. If they get a sniper and boiler, you can just kind of play back and play spam on cart. And that's pretty much bunker. Pretty straightforward. If the cart gets close, and same kind of thing, any two, if they have a lot of space and cart's close, or they have a lot of space and you're down players, you want to just leave. These doors lock like 5 seconds after they cap, so you need to be on it and be leaving as they're about to cap, so you don't get stuck here staring at a closed door screaming, "Help me!" as they kill you. Sound good for bunker?
I didn't know that that door had some time before it closed after capping.
Yep. It's not a long time, but it is there. Yep. So holding red room. So the big thing with holding red room is your medic needs to stand here. When I say here, I mean here, right between the two vents. Not here, not here, here. And you just stand here like you're a dispenser, because you are. The reason you don't stand here is this is a sight line. The reason you don't stand here is because you're going to get backstabbed and or bombed. And even here, it's pretty easy. So your pirate needs to be on it, watching the door behind you. So the way you play this is your heavy can be out here, and your heavy can be out here even if you're in bunker. You just have to be a bit more careful. So heavy kind of chills out here, kills cart, maybe jumps in. Don't miss. You'll look dumb. I was pretending I was a heavy, so I was faster than expected. Yes, that's why I missed. So heavy can hop in the window for post and kill things. Then with post here and spamming down this hallway. And the goal is basically denying them red room, right? You only should be in red room if the cart's a bit far back. If the cart's really close, you should be in bunker because it's easier to deny cart from bunker, and because you can leave if they cap. Whereas if you're in red room and they cap, you're stuck, and that's your spot right after they cap. So you need to be on it with leaving. Your sniper can kind of play to watch death hallway. This is death hallway that I'm looking down. Your demo can also spam death hallway. But this is basically it. This is like a forward hold that you get into if you left second early enough, or if you wipe them and have time to set up. Sound good for red room? Right, so pushing. So the big thing with pushing is you need to try to get your sniper into boiler. This is really good fight line for sniper. If your flank can get up here too, it's really easy to spam the gun if it's somewhere stupid. If it's more passive, it can be harder, but it's still a really good spot for your sniper to get in here. Or, your sniper can come down here and take this angle as well, is really good. You're just kind of taking those spots. And so there's a couple of ways to go about that. The big one that I like is we bring everybody up through here, get buffs out here, and then our flank can drop down over there, and then our combo can come over here into red room. So that's one way to do it. If through holding in red room, death hallway stops being quite so good. You can walk your sniper like this though, as you try to walk through death hallway. As you do this, which gives you some space to either walk through death hallway or come through the door over here, or ideally you send your heavy through death hallway where the combo comes through here. That's fine. But red room is best when they're bunker. So if they're bunker, you just kind of come through here. You can spam them through this window. You can slowly come through here, make sure there's no one above you. Come through here, and just kind of take this space and keep spamming them from height. If you get uber, you drop like a heavy pyro into them. If they are red room and you can't just like bully your way in, which decent chance you won't be able to, you can bring your entire combo playground up here or boiler, whatever. Bring all your players up here, get buffs, and you can, your sniper will be here, and then from here you can spam gun if it's somewhere aggro, and if it's not, you can just kind of all drop, and then that way you can get in relatively easily. So that is third. So basically, when pushing third, default to red room. If you get stuck in red room, try going boiler. And always, always, always get your sniper into a boiler. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So fourth defense. You're going to kind of be playing around this ramp, maybe a little bit on grass. The big thing is do not put the dispenser here. Do not let your med stand here. It feels really safe. It feels really nice. Offensive demo can just murder everybody. That's not... Offensive demo can just do this. He can see people there, first of all, and then he can just do this. And oh no, your medic dropped. So don't stand there. So what you do is you put the gun, like, there. Maybe a little higher up. You want the gun to be able to barely see over the top. You put dispenser there, your medic plays in dispenser, and then your demo can be a little bit more forward, kind of spamming things off. Your flank, so that's your soldier and your scout, are kind of playing out over here, trying to control this area, maybe controlling garage if they can. Your sniper's playing around with your combo right, trying to deny these sightlines as much as they can, trying to win the, trying to avoid the, again, please don't murder me, trying to avoid the SVS as much as they can, unless the other sniper forces it by going somewhere really bad, like that shutter over there. So the big thing is, if you are going to peek the players on cart, you all need to do it at the same time. So you say, hey, they're getting a lot of players to start. Hey, they're stacking cart. Let's peek them in 3, 2, 1. And then, you know, all your players up here, like your heavy, your demo, all peek them. Players like your flank, like your scout, your soldier, can hop up on here and kind of get a little bit of extra space to spam them. Yes, so your heavy is kind of playing to deny their heavy from these head glitches, kind of looking like this. If the heavy tries to take the head glitch, your heavy and your demo try to focus them down. If you don't have space, your heavy can be a little bit more passive like this, in this head glitch, trying to deny grass. Now, in terms of sniper, your sniper can be playing on the tree. If your sniper's up there, they're a little bit isolated, but they can be up here, up there. Sniper can also be up here, or on bats. Sound good? Okay, very good. Fourth offense. So the way you want to play this is you want to just kind of slowly take space up here, play with your sniper to counter their sniper so you can afford to take space, spam anyone hiding behind the shield, spam anyone peeking you. So this is your demo calling focuses and then other people shooting them. Right, keep taking the space. And then once you get good damage on them, or you kill the demo, and more importantly the heavy, then your heavy starts taking this head glitch, or this head glitch, and then your medic just tanks your heavy as your heavy tries to kill everyone. Your flank should be trying to win garage over here, and try to get your sniper into a good angle like this, or in this window or something. Well, I believe you can stand back here as well, and kind of see things. Can I remember what the... No, I can't. Yeah, there's somewhere you can stand back here, but I don't know what it is. And then the other sniper sightline is you can come over here. If you stay, yeah, I think you're standing. You see it. Okay, yeah, you can stand on those stairs. Yeah, exactly like he is right now. You can stand there and you look over that little dot right there. And you can see people on the tree. So you get your players in here. You get your sniper over there, and then your combo is kind of playing like this, right? Take space on grass, killing the heavy gets the head glitch, kills people on grass, and then once you force them off of grass, you can get a little more forward. Spam them off of ramp, and once you got ramp, then you can start playing the game. The big mistake you'll see is people trying to push the cart up this ramp. Look at how absurdly long the ramp is. You're not gonna get it. Just don't bother. Your flank, instead of pushing the cart, so this applies to scout and engineer too. Don't bother. Once it's here, just stop carrying. And even like back here, saying it doesn't really matter. You want to just help your combo fight. Like come around from the side, collapse on their combo, help your combo fight. And once they're bullied onto ramp, then you push the cart. Sound good for fourth? Okay, so last. The way you play last is callouts. So this, I call this smoke. You can call it whatever you want. This can be called tiles or red room. And this is paint can down here. This is paint can. And then I call this center window. So the way you want to play it is your demo and medic are just kind of chilling on the right. Gun can go right there. Dispenser can go right there. Big thing for medic to keep in mind is this is a sight line through here. So just keep that in mind. So demo's just kind of playing over here, you know, doing this. One funny thing you can do is stickies bounce off these barrels, so you can shoot stickies on them to get them a little bit further down there. Right, and hit him and push him hard. You can also stand on these to make it harder for sniper to get you, if you want. So you're just kind of chilling up here. Again, heavy is taller than demo, so you look a little more like this. And you're just kind of watching smoke until cart gets close. Once cart gets close, heavy is kind of, let me get out of the wall. Heavy can play more along up here to deny cart, or heavy can play over here. Or like over here to deny this ramp and cart, or your heavy starts watching cart usually once it gets close. I will repeat this. Heavy starts watching cart once it gets close. You can also have demo do it if you prefer. I strongly prefer heavy, but whatever. You need to decide now who is watching the cart when it is close, and you need to make sure that they do that. The reason is, there is no ramp on this last. The cart just keeps getting closer. So if nobody is watching it, it will get spy capped. And like even just like a random retarded engineer can just walk up and cap it. So keep that in mind, make sure somebody's watching it. And then once it gets really close, you know, you drop your heavy on top of it, or if heavy can't be on top of it, you just stand behind it with Fist of Steel and kind of huddle and hope they don't snipe you. And once your heavy does that, you tank the shit out of your heavy, because if your heavy dies, you lose. And you also spy check for your heavy, because if your heavy gets stabbed, you lose. so make sure you're doing that. But that's basically last defense. If they use into you, you just kind of use on your pyro. If they're top right, hopefully you call it early. You use on your pyro, you stuff them back. If they use through the left, you can milk it a little bit, and then again, just kind of use on your pyro, stuff them. And if they use through lower, they're just you just make sure you don't forget about the cart, but then they just kind of lose. Sound good for last flank. So flank's kind of roaming about up here and down here and all around here. You just kind of have free reign to roam around, and especially you're controlling paint can. This is the big thing you have to keep control of, but other than that, you're kind of free to roam around and do whatever and kill things. So last offense. So the way you play this is you want to exchange through up here. So one thing, let's see if I can remember the angle. You do this as demo. Did I do it? No, I did not. You do this. No. Yeah, give me. Let's see if I can remember what the. There we go. We did it. Okay, so you can shoot gun. Yeah, there we go. We're shooting gun. So you do that to shoot gun a little bit first. And then you just get ready to take the exchange through here. You just kind of keep the height. Do not drop off the height during the Uber. Same thing with like, just stay up here. Don't drop. And if you're here, don't drop down further. Keep your height. They use, you maybe shoot gun a little bit, and then you kind of back up. And then in the post, you can start refighting. You know, your Tamil can come from here, fighting this. Your heavy and sniper can start trying to fight through center window. And, you know, if your flank's up here, they can try to bully them from over here, or they can try to get on the cart, or whatever. But the important thing is in the post, the combo is staying up here, making sure there's space for your cart pushers. If you don't have Uber, what you can do is you can run cart sacks. So what that looks like is you all group up here, you get buffs, and then all 7 of your players, so you leave your medic and your engineer usually, and everybody else you're just dying for cart time. There's no ramp, like I said, so you can just keep inching it closer. You don't all just stack the cart though, so the big thing is focus gun, so it's really important to coordinate with your spy, make sure you focus gun, and then you kind of call focuses demo heavy, whoever's next. And classes like your demo can kind of walk around up here to get better spam on the gun up there, or whoever's up here. Classes like your soldier can jump up there, but you want at least a couple people on cart, especially like heavy scout. Heavy because he's tanky scout because he pushes it faster, right? Just kind of kill things, get a bunch of cart time. Well, as cart gets close, you can also, if you're doing a cart sack, once the cart's close, what you do first is you focus the heavy off, and then have your spy cap it. You focus the heavy off so it's free for your spy, and then have your spy cap it. Other things you can do during cart sacks is your engineer builds a level 3 gun up here. As your team cart sacks, he picks up the level 3 and puts it down closer to kill anyone who drops. Sound good for Swiftwater? Any questions for me?
That'll do.
Okay.